Welcome back, everyone. Hope you're having a great day. We have some important things to go over. Welcome back. So, we need to talk about some news that just came out. This is something that could affect price, and if it does not affect price, we need to take this into consideration. So, Michael Saylor, Bitcoin is the future of digital identity. I know a lot of you have heard him say this quite often, but what is this? Okay, we see Microsoft and Bitcoin. This could be something that is very large due to price, and it could be a significant thing. This was just tweeted an hour ago, so you guys are getting this news here first. Let's get some Georges in the chat. If you guys like Cryptosrus, right? Let's get some Georges in the chat. We are all George. I watched like 10 minutes of this video, and I'll tell you what, all right, you have to understand Microsoft for privacy. This is kind of what it is, decentralized privacy. We're going to focus on price action. I'll dive into the few fundamentals about this, but this is mainly a thing on privacy, decentralization, but it is a partnership, or it is Microsoft using Bitcoin to help build a decentralized internet. That is big in itself. It's giving Bitcoin some coverage, and we could see some price surge in Bitcoin due to this. But at the same time, we might not see some price surge with Bitcoin, and that would indicate that we are indeed in a very, very gnarly bear market, where we have large news come out with no price surge at all. We're just going to have to see how price really, comes out today from this. But a little bit into the fundamentals about this, from my perspective, right? If Microsoft is going to be behind this, I don't have much trust about them, really having, you wouldn't make your own internet company to decentralize it, as the whole entire reason behind doing that is they would essentially be doing this to not make so much of a profit. In that aspect, they wouldn't be stealing data from users. They wouldn't be, they're going to have to compete with Google. I don't see this being too much of a successful thing. And it's mainly about, I think, the institutional side of governments using it, and security breaches that happen with the regular internet in general. So we'll have to see how this plans out. But important to understand, if this doesn't have effect on price, right? Microsoft, right, guys? This is Microsoft. Microsoft is doing something with Bitcoin, just came out in the past hour. Price was kind of rallying before this came out a little bit, and we kind of are just reaching this consolidation level as of right now. We are getting close to some sort of breakout. All right. My microphone is shady. Is it better? I did say that we were looking for a dump yesterday, right? But we always prepare for both sides. It's a volatile market. You don't want to FOMO into it. So we were looking for some sort of engulfing candle to the downside to really get into a short. We did not have that happen. So unless you FOMO'd into trades, I'm not sure why you would have entered some sort of short there. I want to warn you guys about the future. That video was yesterday, was mainly about the future of how price action is. We're inside 3 bear flags currently. We're in a bear flag, in a larger bear flag, in a larger macro bear flag, and volume hasn't been increasing. And we need to see that really, prevail if we want to see price action really get up there. Right, let me move this up a little bit so you guys could see. Go. Microsoft and decentralized in the same headline. Lol, exactly. Am I bullish today? Well, we do have a rally So far in the stock market, we saw that price is up. Let's go into the S&P. Price is up around 1% today. That has something to do with price rallying in crypto. I do think that we're probably going to have some sort of retracement today in the S&P and in the NASDAQ. I'll pull that up really quickly. Okay. We have S&P up 1%, NASDAQ up 0.58%, Dow 1.28. We have to understand, though, that the other countries around the world, their stock market, their stocks exchange went down last night. So it could be just a little bit of a delay. We do have some bearish divergence that is still in the books for every single thing in the stock market. So that could have an adverse price on Bitcoin. We're not sure when. We know that the stock market is in a bubble. There's a lot of people that, have predicted large crashes in the past, and they understand that it's just a matter of time. And what's going to happen to Bitcoin when we do have a stock market crash? Well, I'll tell you what, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good at all. Because we haven't had a bear market where we've had a stock market crash in crypto. We don't know what would happen with price. We just know it would probably go to even lower levels than thought possible. So I would say stock market crash. If they keep inflating it, who knows? But I do see, guys, somewhere in the next 2 to 3 months, it's definitely going to happen. A lot of people are predicting quarter 3, quarter 4, 2021. There's a lot of people that are doing call options as well. Nancy Pelosi, that think that the market is going to go for a tank soon. So need to make sure that we're prepared for what's going to happen in the future. All right, so we are in somewhat of a downtrend still. We are making lower lows, right, and lower highs. We still would need to break out of these ranges that you guys see right here. I'm on the Heikin-Ashi candles, which show momentum. They show momentum and trends. So right now we did have a bullish candle. If we do have some more momentum, I do see, let's go to the regular candlesticks real quick. I do see us being able to recover these two candles, right? If we're able to recover these two candles, we'll get into some altcoins that will have some great upside potential. But yes, these are vector candles right here. And we do have some as well, where if they want to push price up, if they want to get liquidity up there, it would easily be possible for them to push price to the 35K level. That being the whales with a lot of liquidity, aka the market makers. They. All right, so we're going to put on our next supports and resistance, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, we'll get into it. All right. But yeah, we still have, this uptrend went down. This is the resistance, bounced off the resistance. This is just another way to look at it. We do see, these lower highs, lower high, lower high, lower high. We're going to make the higher high here finally. This is on the 4 hour, right? We're still looking bearish. If we do recover this, right, and we do go up to around, let's say, this 34,600 level, all the way to this 35,700 level, still looking a little bit, I would say, not fully bullish, not the full breakout, but we could have some potential to the upside. We really do just need to break above this 34,700 level right here and recover these two candles to put us above this resistance at this 35,500. We know we have a lot of resistance at 35,500. Right? We know we do. We've talked about it multiple times over the course of literally, let's go look at this 35,500 level in the shorter time frames. So it's always bounced off of that, either the 35,500, the 36K, or the 36,500 has been a massive support or resistance for Bitcoin. I'm going to throw on the EMAs, right? Get into the prices. We'll get into the prices. Yes, this is how you guys can, approach your charts. I'm going to go at it a little bit slower today, just so you can, fully grasp, exactly, exactly what you can do to look at the charts yourself. So you can, you guys can get good at, technical analysis. It just takes practice. It just takes time. And I'm going to go with it very, very nicely. Are you still giving out banter bags? Of course. Every one of you guys gets banter bags. But yeah, engulfing candle right here, low volatility, as you guys can see here, low volume, right? Low volume right here. It didn't take much for a push to the upside. But if we do, let's go in the lower time frames. If we do break through and we recover these candles right here, this is what we could be seeing, right? When we talked about this yesterday, right? When we have a upside that's fast, right? When we go up fast, what happens? We go down fast, right? What happens here, guys? We went down fast, right? So we can go up fast here as well. It's called recovering the vector candles. You don't go down fast if you have, this consolidation, this slow movement down. There's not much support or resistance in these types of areas where we go down or up fast. And I do think, it wouldn't be hard for them to move price up to here. With the news and the sentiments, I'm still going to be playing it quite a bit neutral, but we will be getting into some altcoins. I might be even hedging the market today. I'm probably going to stay neutral, but I will be going into probably a little hedge strategy for you guys to, make sure that you're on, the good side of the fence. I was really excited about today. I knew there was going to be volatility. I didn't exactly, do too great on exactly where we saw the volatility going this morning, but I did actually end up getting some sort of profit, and I'm just out of the market right now. I broke even, just to give you guys a little reminder, right? You don't need to really overtrade. I kind of overtraded a little bit. That was my bad. I made a mistake. You should really focus on 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, especially if you're new. Just understanding how the market works on the longer time frames, you'll have a lot more success rate doing so. But that being said, right, we need to get into the EMAs real quick. Right, so on the 1 hour, let's make these a little thicker. Boom. This is the 200. This is the 100. This is the 50. This is the orange, and the red is the 20. So we are currently, right? We're currently testing the 100 EMA. If we cannot break out of this and we break down from it, expect a little retracement to the downside, right? We saw the EMAs cross right here, okay? We saw the EMAs cross. We know that we had some push to the downside, right? We saw them cross. This is on the 15-minute just to get some more confirmation on the shorter time frames. But we did see them cross back up right here, right? We do have some fake outs, but not too many on the 15-minute. When we do see these EMAs cross, we do see price increase. It is a lagging indicator, so it's going to be a little bit behind when you do see them cross. But we need to see if we can break through this resistance right here and break through these other zones, right? If we have enough momentum to do that, then we should be looking for a higher price. But I'm not going to be really actively, looking for massive trades until we do reach a point of momentum where we do break through at least this these few resistances that I'm going to point out real quick, right? All right, so this is the first resistance I want to see broken. I want to see a large move above this. We're kind of sitting at the support. I'll make it a support now with Bitcoin. All right, so I want to see price break through this support into this resistance, come back and retest. But I do not want to see an engulfing candle. What's an engulfing candle? A candle like this per se. I'll show you guys. It recovers the last candle fully, and momentum to the downside is key. I'd probably enter a short then at these key levels that that we're seeing right here. Just to let you guys know, right? As quick as we come up, right, we can go down. I mean, who knows, right? But I want to see an engulfing candle that will get you higher success rates, trading off of engulfing candles, off of these key pivotal, I guess you could say price movements and supports and resistances. As you guys can see right here, great example of that. we had an engulfing candle to the downside. Boom, we broke right through it. Had enough momentum to recover this candle. We didn't see it here. We didn't see it here. You know, we didn't see it here. This was when we finally broke through, when they had enough momentum to close out a 15-minute candle below the resistance or below the support and engulf the last candle with a lot of momentum. So right now, we're just focusing kind of on the shorter term, just to see where Bitcoin's headed, as we kind of are in this unknown. Who really can know what people are going to do about Microsoft? Are we going to see the price pump up a lot for Bitcoin? I mean, we are in a kind of bear market, so we need to figure this out. All right, so we're going to get into a few indicators real quick to see where momentum is swinging. I'm going to show you guys how to use VWAP, right? Let me go actually into my indicators real quick. I'll pick this up. This is a strategy that I use. It's pretty successful, around 70 to 75% success rates. It's around actually 75% on the 1 hour. Let me pull it up. VWAP. I'll just pull up my entire thing. I'll show you guys what I'm seeing with this. And I'll explain how it works. Be going over strategies every single episode. You guys will get a new strategy every single episode. All right. Every single stream, you'll get a new strategy. I'll be explaining things in depth. You guys won't get any BS. But what VWAP is these are the upper volume band. This is the lower volume band. It shows volume. And this is the mean regression. What happens is when we see some sort of push to the upside, when we do hit this top band or we hit this lower band right here, we normally have a push back to the mean regression, which is this green line right here. I do a lot of trades based off of VWAP, so do a lot of other people. And it's a pretty successful strategy, completely free. If you guys want VWAP, this is VWAP bands back test. I'll throw up the little back test for you guys so you get a little familiar with looking at this. I don't have the correct settings on it. I need to change the settings a little bit more to get this higher percentage yield, but it normally does a few percent. I would say at least 1.5% per day for me, just off of using simply VWAP, shorting and longing at these tops and these bottoms. The success rate is pretty well on it as per usual. It's actually saying it as 100%, but that's just because I have the settings a little tweaked. It's only done around 3 trades in the past 2 days. So we have broken through the top, right? We have broken through the top of this band right here. We probably will see some sort of retracement down to this mean regression. I do see this somewhat playing out and then maybe making that attack to the upside. But that is what I'm seeing short term with this VWAP indicator. It's volume weighted average percents. It's basically, you guys can think of this resistance, supports, and it's pretty accurate. VWAP is not the same as Bollinger Bands. Bollinger Bands is using a certain EMA. This is using volume, but Bollinger Bands do extend more based off of volatility. So does VWAP, but it doesn't have an EMA involved with it. All right, so also let's go into the RMR, the mean regression channel. What type of trends are we showing on the 15-minute at least? We are just showing that we've broken out of this uptrends. Let's go in the longer time frames, kind of get a little deal on that. Still showing downtrend on the 30-minute, right? 45-minute, still showing downtrends. Look at, we've just hitting the top of this trend right here. One hour, what are we showing? Downtrend still. What are we saying on the 2 hour? We're showing downtrends still, right? We're still showing downtrends. We are in a large range right now. We need to make sure to realize that we still have a high probability of hitting some sorts of upwards movement, but we have had this fast movement to the upside. We're going to have some sort of retracement here. I can guarantee that. And we need to make sure to be prepared for both ways. That being said, let me throw on some more indicators, give you guys some more idea on where the market's heading. What else should I pull up? All right, don't want this to confuse you. All right, here's another volume indicator. This shows what volume is doing. We do see some sort of bearish divergence in the volume right now. This is on the 30 minutes. Let's go to the 1 hour and see what we see. All right, we do see some bearish divergence in volume, right? Volume's pretty important, but we need to use this with other indicators to get some great confluence, which is you're basing other indicators together to understand exactly how they operate, right? This isn't MACD. This looks like MACD. It is a volume indicator. It's not a momentum based oscillator. It's just based off of volume. And we do see on the time frames, we kind of are looking bullish on the higher time frames, which is the 4 hour, the 12 hour, right? 12 hour, actually, yeah, we are. We're still moving upwards. In the daily, we did have this bearish candle right here, but on the 12 hour, we're just pulling up out of this downtrend. I do see a little push to the downside, but if we are able, you know, to hold some of these support levels and make that move up, we could have a little reversal on our hands. But needs to happen in my textbook, probably, you know, probably today or tomorrow. Whales are still active. You know, on the weekends. It's how things work. All right, but let's go to the MACD, right? We do see some bearish divergence in the MACD. We talked about bearish divergence, right? This is on the 15-minute, just to give you guys a little example. That's bearish divergence. We want to see these lines cross right here. Then price will go downwards. Using that with confluence, with the volume indicator is very, very good to do. And I also have this Bollinger Bands indicator down here, which is showing that we are extremely overbought, right? We're extremely overbought right now. So consensus is 15-minute time zone. We are looking a little bit overbought. We are at a crucial, I guess you could say, resistance zone. And, you know, chances are if all these indicators are pointing towards that, we're probably going to see some, you know, some sort of retracement to the downside. 30 minutes showing it. Let's check the 1 hour, right? 1 hour still showing some bullish momentum here on the MACD. It's actually showing that it just came up. Lower time frames are not. So what do we do about that, right? Well, we're going to look at more time frames. 4 hours just showing it picked up. So all of these are basically showing, right, that we've looked at so far. Let me pull this one up. What these indicators have somewhat been showing me, right, is we're probably going to have, you know, some momentum in the long term, but shorter term, 15-minute, 30-minute, hourly, we're going to be seeing some sort of bearish momentum, some bearish price action. But for the most part, on the 4 hour, you know, 2 hour, 3 hour, let's go to the 8 hour, for example, we are showing that bullish momentum to the upside. That's just to keep into consideration. Things can always change, but for right now, that's what we're seeing. All right, so we went through MACD, right, momentum indicator. We went through our volume indicator, and they're kind of showing the same thing. We do see also, this is another volume indicator showing how flat we are with this bullishness. And what do I see right here, guys? What do I see right here? Right? We somewhat broke through this divergence. You could even actually write this divergence like this. So this could be a hidden bearish divergence if we do break down off of this. But we're not seeing too much price action, right? It kind of looks like, right, we have some resistance. Look at this resistance that we showed up here on volume. Who knows if we could break out of this price range, right? It's going to be hard for us to break out of this price range. If we do, great for us. We need more bullish volume. And if this volume does go to the downside and we do have that divergence in volume, not going to be looking too well at all. Need to make sure that we see this volume break out and come through if we do want to see that. So I will be keeping my eye on that. That's on the longer time frame, of course. We'll go on the shorter one. Do have some bullish divergence here on volume. This is just putting volume in a different perspective, right? We're comparing volume with other things. We know, guys, if we look at the charts, when we do have low volume, right? When we do have low volume, I'm actually just going to drag this up here. You guys need to understand how important volume is. It's not that significant. It is. It's not as significant though as some of you guys would think. But when you're using it with other indicators and with market structure, it's extremely, extremely important. All right. So look at how volume is right here, okay? So we see how volume works, right? We have some sort of push downwards. Boom, volume changes up to bullishness on this candle. We have a rise, we have a spike, we have a fall, and then we fall down right here. And this is where we consolidate, right? This is where we have low volume. What happens when we have low volume, guys? We break out to the upside or to the downside, depending on where price is going, where trend lines, where supports are. And you can kind of even see where the tops are, guys. This is the middle of the volume right here, which is the 0 you see on the left-hand side. We do see some sort of volume dying off at these top parts. We could even go back to this indicator, right? We do see volume die off. You see how it just switches. Whoops. This was at the top of that right there, right? You see how it just dies off there? When you have low volume at the top, oops, it was actually up here. But yeah, once you have a low volume at the top of some sort of trend, it does show some bearishness after a push up. We need to see volume increase, and we need to see increase now if we want to see that push up to the upside. And volume is coming up to the upside with this indicator. We need to see if it can hold. That's just on the 3 hour. I do like the 3 hour. I like all my hourlies just to give me another perspective on the market. But yeah. That's what the volume consensus is that we could we could be seeing a push on the longer time frames. Shorter time frames not looking so good. All right, I'm going to throw this out of there. We're just going to hide that. Next indicator is going to be RSI, right? What happens with RSI right here? Okay, what do we see? Well, we see that RSI is crossing above these EMA levels. When we see RSI cross above, this normally indicates a bullish move. If we fall back through them, if this RSI right here falls back through it, we will be seeing something bearish, right? So another consensus, another convolution on our indicators is I have the 200 MA, 55 MA, 51, 13, and 14. If you guys, we're using all these indicators to get some sort of idea on where Bitcoin is currently in the charts, right? We are seeing a lot of indicators that are pointing towards short-term bearishness and possibly 4-hour bullishness, and we need to play off of that because let's say we have some extreme bearishness or whatever, and that 4-hour bullishness goes away because we had a large enough momentum shift. Yeah, that happens, but focusing on somewhat of the short term, maybe you're not even trading it, right? Maybe you're not even trading it. You don't need to be trading short term, like I said, but just focusing on what's happening so you can get some good entries on your long-term trades is a great thing to do. It's just a great thing to do to have a consensus on the market with a bunch of indicators. Also, right, we see that RSI is pushing to the upside, and we need to see this breakout. If it falls back through like it has once, twice, let's see if it happened again. Just another example. Guess 3 times it falls through. This needs to break out, but it is showing some bearish divergence right here. We are seeing some bearish divergence in the RSI. So this is actually showing, this is showing some bearishness with the RSI on the 4-hour. Let's go to the 1 hour. We do see a breakout. We are in the oversold territory, so that is not looking too well. We could still go up a little bit more, but we are actually at a resistance level on the 1 hour for RSI. This could even be considered a hidden bearish divergence from up here, if you want to go into that much detail. But we could see price fall down, RSI fall down. Volume needs to stay up. We need to see that momentum shift, and it needs to shift now. And if we do see that push up, it's going to be hard for us, right? We're on the longer time frames. It's going to be hard for us, in my opinion, to break out of these levels, right? This 35,500. If we somehow possibly get up to that 35,500 level, I'm not going to be comfortable, right? I do not think that we're going to be able to break out of there if we do have this large push up. We're going to need to definitely see some downside here in the next moments. And I don't think that is going to be possible, at least till, Monday. Maybe it'll happen Sunday or Saturday. Don't listen to me when I say that. Sorry. It could happen Saturday or Sunday, but we need to look at what is the market telling us? What are these indicators telling us? What's volume telling us? What's the charts telling us, so that we could have the best prediction on what to do. You just want to have your success rate. You want to be listening to things that are back tested, that do make sense, and they really do show you where trend is going. But yes, for the most part, you know, we are looking bearish. Short term, long term, we do have some bullishness with a lot of our indicators. But what does that do with price? So we're going to go to next resistance and support. I'm just going to draw out some supports and some resistances. We kind of already have them drawn out here that I do see as possible for the upside on the 4-hour. I do see a pushback to this daily mean regression. If we break through it, expect price to come back down to at least the support here at this 32K. All right, so 32K could be possible if we break back through this this regression line. We break through this resistance right here. We do have a support here though at 33K, and this could play out. It's not too strong of a support, so I'm just going to keep that in the range. But do expect price to drop down to around this 32,300 level if we do have a reversal. Right? If not the 32,300 level, at least down to the mean regression, which will be around this 33-ish area to this 32,500, depending on what price action is doing at the time. If you guys want that indicator, it's VWAP bands backtest. That's what it's called. It's free on TradingView. To backtest it, you guys might need to pay for a TradingView account. They're non-expensive. I think I might have, yeah, there's a referral link if you guys want TradingView account. Never, I don't know if whatever. But sorry about that. Yep. So this is what we're seeing on the downside. What is confirmation of this downwards move, right? I would say confirmation. Let's go on a little bit of a smaller time frame to find out what the support and the resistance is on these smaller time frames, right? We have this consolidation area here. That's a lot of supports on the smaller time frames, and we do see that, you know, we just disregarded this support and we had this run up. So I wouldn't really be taking into consideration much of this resistance that we see here, because we just had this volatile move, right? We broke through this area extremely fast, not really much resistance. We had the resistance a little bit higher. So I am expecting some sort of fast move down. I would say if we do break this around this 33,400 level to around this 33,300 level, with a engulfing candle, I will be looking at entering a short, at least with a tight stop loss. Not going to be risking more than around 1 to 2% on that. And I am also looking for a long, right? Like we've said, once we do get back to these 32, 28K levels, we need to see what the market sentiment is, because I'm not super bearish. I know that there's going to be a bearish downturn in the market, you know, any day now or any week now, but, you know, got to stay neutral to maximize my gains. We don't want to get emotional here. But yeah, we know that price gets bought up in these zones. Whoops, a little bit big there. But price gets bought up in these zones around 30 to 28K. We haven't broken down through that. So until we do, it's probably a safe bet if we do see price dip down there to be putting in some buy orders with the stop loss, of course, unless we show enough momentum to break down through. But on the upside, right, on the upside with Bitcoin, we are going to be looking for at least a push above this 34K-ish area, around this 34K to the 33,900. We engulf this entire candle, and then we have two candles to engulf, and then we can engulf this final one up here, and price can sit around this 35K, right? It's going to be hard for us to break out of this 35K if we do get up there. It matters how long it takes. We'll be updated. But we need to make sure, right, that we're looking also, guys, look at these candles right here. I'm not sure if price will be able to recover them too fast, but that was just a fast move. Just keep that into consideration. If price does come up there, we'll look at the momentum. It wouldn't be too hard for price to really push through it. All right, so there we go on Bitcoin. That's the analysis. Let's get into some altcoins, right? What have I been looking at? Let me turn on my monitors. What am I looking at? Luna, Cosmos, Harmony, AAVE. What else? Theta Fuel. All right. Luna. I got into a fight with Luna today, guys. I actually ended up giving in to Luna a little bit. I actually lost some money to Luna, and I ended up kind of getting back into a trade with it on the other side. but still trying to break even on Luna from the past couple days of me trading Luna specifically. Very frustrating trading coins that have such high volatility like Luna does. And when you see bearish divergence with Bitcoin, you see a dip with Bitcoin, it just decides to spike all the way up. But that's what you get for trading altcoins. If you guys are new to trading, I would not suggest trading altcoins. Learn to master Bitcoin before even thinking about these altcoins. So what do we see with Luna right now? Well, we made a higher high, right? We made a higher high. We are in the free zone, right? We're in this free zone where we haven't broken out yet. No one knows what price will do unless we look at the longer time frames here, right? We do have some sort of resistance here at this 846 level. If we do see a push with Bitcoin and we break out of this 846 level, right? Let's go in the hourly and check what we have here. We do have some resistance even here. I did not see that with Luna at this 8121 level. It's actually support. No, now it's resistance. Now it's support, right? Because we're just hovering around that level. But yeah, we do see that these two levels are in play. If we break out above this, guys, Luna could have a nice little run up. Retrace some of these candles here. Who knows how much apes will FOMO, but we do know, right, that if we do have a push to the downside with Luna, which I am looking at getting out of most of my trades as of kind of right now. I probably shouldn't need to do that, but kind of need to wrap this up here quick. But I want to be able to see Luna at least go down past this resistance level and then make its way all the way down to around this support here, which would be 15% on the downside. But if we do break out, and why is that? Because these are key pivotal points in the charts. We see that, we have to break through these resistance levels, and then we have large pushes. We need to see an engulfing candle. We need to see some sort of high volume push momentum swings. Look how high momentum is. Okay, sell. It's telling you to sell on the 1 hour with Luna, right? It's telling you to sell on the 1 hour with Luna, right? Telling you to sell. Momentum is switching. We're about to have the crossover with the volume. Divergence, sell, right? This is what it's telling you. But you want to know what apes think, guys? When the volume is this high, apes, they get into these, coins, and they just, they're 100x leverage. They, with no stop loss. They don't know what they're doing. They haven't read the book. They haven't paper traded a day in their life. And, they're just pumping up Luna, and it's just a free-for-all. So you got to be careful when you're trading coins like these. There still is strategy when it comes to it, but I would just suggest playing off these key levels and possibly really waiting for a confirmation on Bitcoin. When we do see Bitcoin break through some sort of major resistance, or it breaks through some major supports, I would say Luna would be some good coin to get into, but you need to see how price is doing. If Bitcoin does have a push up and Luna doesn't do anything, probably not the best time to be longing it, right? Because if a coin does push up a lot and Bitcoin goes up, then after, so Bitcoin goes up, right? Coin already pumped and does not go up too much when Bitcoin goes up a lot, right? Then that is looking like a good coin to short, because we know that, it's not really breaking out. It's not really having that volatile price movement, and movement will be faster on the downside. That's why I keep track and I look at a lot of different altcoins every day, studying exactly where these key resistance levels are, how they're performing every day. But yeah, right now, Luna, if it does break above, I would say this 847 level, I'm probably going to be, not really looking at it too much more. If we do have that move with Bitcoin and it moves up a volatile percentage, right? Not really going to be looking at it too much. I don't think that it has too much momentum to push, all the way to $11, which is the next resistance here. We'll go across the bridge. Right? Across the bridge, we do have a $9 level across the bridge, guys. Yeah. What do you think about Elon's tweets, ETC, BTC, and Doge? I didn't really think too much of it, except for price action on Doge. I mean, his tweets are just, you know, if he tweets about Doge, if you catch it at the right time, it's very, very good times for you, right? So Cosmos, we talked about Cosmos a little bit. We knew that, for example, price was extremely low on the downside and price dropped fast, and Bitcoin was a lot higher, still high volume with Cosmos, right? Still high volume. That's on the 4 hour. We'll go look at today, right? So we saw that price dropped pretty fast with Cosmos. It was at a major support level, boom, bounced off to the upside. And if we do have a push of Bitcoin, I do expect Cosmos to have this $14 level in sight. I do think that's realistic, and I do think that with the volatility that we see in Cosmos, it's good, right? This is a coin that I've kind of gotten a little emotionally attached to. Probably should have gotten out of. I probably shouldn't have gotten emotionally attached to it, but I did. Right, so I'm going to be actually taking most of my profits with Cosmos, currently kind of where we're at right now, and also around this $14 area. But I could expect, you know, some more price movement to the downside, because this coin, if we look on the daily chart, just another reminder, it really hasn't done too well. It's 60% down, but most coins are down 70, 80, 90%, unless Cosmos has some game breaking stuff. Probably going to have a large push when hype does die down. When Bitcoin does go down a lot, all these coins will go down. I don't want these coins to go down. I want them to pump. I make, you know, you make more gains. Everyone's happy when coins go up. So I want these coins to go up. And I'm just saying, when these coins, you know, when Bitcoin goes to 28K, 29K, people forget what the hell to do, and they sell, and these coins do crazy numbers on the downside. It's great to see them doing some things on the upside. A lot of it is just gambling, and 99% of you guys are losing. Statistically, 99% of you guys are losing as traders if you trade every day. So that's just a statistic, 99%, right? You better be reading. You better be using some sort of Confluence back testing, you know, pay for TradingView accounts. Make sure to, you know what I mean? Like, have an advantage. Don't throw your money into the market. I'm just going to remind you guys that every single time, just to get you guys set up. Make a trading journal, right? Write what you learned, write your strategy, go back test it, 200, 300, 400 trades. All right, so yeah, that's what I see with Cosmos. We'll go into ETC next. All right, I am looking at ETC. I was looking at ETC for a while. I even had alerts set up, and just slipped past me, guys. Just slipped past me. ETC is looking quite beautiful, guys. Look at the daily, right? What do you notice with the daily? What does this look like? Okay, this looks like price is about to dump with ETC, right? Currently, from where we're at right now, if we retrace this candle, that's 14%. So just 11 days ago, right? That's 22% we can get if we just break through this support, right? Let's go check out where the support is. I'll show you guys where it is. Right, so boom. Here is the support. Right, it's down here. Right, here's the support. We had a fake out. We had some people buying, right? But for the most part, that's our support. This is our resistance. And then this is our support too. And this is our, I'll actually make this a little bit cleaner, probably because I did do those two quite close. Probably make this a little bit closer. Say resistance 2 is probably somewhere, yeah, I would say up there. There we go. So there's resistance 2. This is just shorter time frame. Longer time frame, we do have a larger range with ETC. But you guys want to see what price ETC was when Bitcoin was at, let's go check. It is on Coinbase, right? We know that apes love the Coinbase, right? Apes love the Coinbase. They love the leverage on Binance that ETC offers. All right. So what do we see on BTC? Yeah, we were going to show the confluence in price between Bitcoin and ETC, okay? So let me zoom out a little bit more. I'm comparing Bitcoin with Bitcoin. Great job. Great representation. All right, so when ETC was at $10, right? When ETC was at $10, Bitcoin was at 52,000, right? Why is that? Because ETC is hyped. ETC is hyped. It does have use case. They do have a 51% fundamental mining, cause that, people make fun of them a lot, but you have to understand, no one wants to really mine ETC too much. I mean, I do, but like, people don't, you don't understand that if Ethereum is taking up, most of this hash, no one really wants to mine ETC because they can mine Ethereum and make, more money from, I guess you could say, a quick return ratio. Why would they mine ETC, right? When Ethereum's not, able to be mined anymore, I guarantee you, people will get back into ETC, but it might take some time, right? It might take 6 months, a year, 2 years. And ETC's hype will die down in the bear market, and we will see these low prices, these low. How low can she go, right? If we do have a low Bitcoin price and we do have the volume decrease, I could see ETC at least dropping around 50, 60, 70, 80 more percent. And, that's just a, I would say I guess that's kind of a wild thing to say just because all-time highs were up there, but still, guys, we've seen crazier things happen. We'll just say 40, 50 more percent, at least down to this support level right here. But that does not mean hold the short long term right now. We want to get more confirmation. I would say holding shorts long term is once we are at these higher prices with some of these cryptos, maybe at 62 with ETC if we do have a run up to 62 or to 75. But as of right now, I would just chill in the long term shorts. You guys can accumulate shorts long term, right? But I'm telling you right now, if you guys are not traders, just buy spot, right? Just buy spot some coins. You guys still have a while to wait. We are long-term investors as well on this channel, in this Discord. We have the best, I can guarantee you guys, we have the best watch list, the best portfolios of long-term coins. All of them have been researched hours by some of the most intelligent people, some of the most hardest working people I've ever met in my life for research in the Discord. And, investing long term is extremely profitable. And you guys can even make some money on the downside doing that if we do see it happen. You're just moving up your stop loss into entry. If we do see, a TA trend to the downside, you're just taking, you're taking advantage of an opportunity. You're not doing 100x. You're not doing 10x. You're just spot like 1x. You're shorting ETC. You think it's going to go up rather than go down at these high prices. You're not risking, you're doing a very calculated risk with TA on the longer time frames, right? If we see price come up here, we see EMAs looking a little bit bearish, we see a crossover, whatever it might be. Yes, we'll talk about that. As of right now, we're not seeing it. We just had a bullish article come out, so we're going to be a little bit careful in the market. But yeah, ETC, we went through Luna, we went through Atom. I'm going to go through Harmony, and I'm going to answer some of your guys' questions, and that's going to be the end of the stream, right? Been doing a little bit longer streams, more educational. Hope you guys are learning a lot. MFI, or let me go over the VWAP again, right? Whoops. Strategy backtested, right? Works better on coins that are not as volatile, right? What it essentially is I have to make these bands a little bit larger because these coins are a lot more volatile than Bitcoin. All right, boom. And you guys have to be using, right? So let's just do a little lesson, okay? What are you using VWAP with? Are you just using only VWAP? No, you're not, okay? You guys are also using, right? Let's go get EMA levels, right? Let's go get EMA levels. Where's the EMAs at? Where the EMAs at? I'm going to take off RMR. I'm going to take off, and what is this? Take this off. All right, so we're going to add 2 MA levels. This is how you guys tell. I'll just add all of them. Screw it, right? So let me go to 20, 100, and 200. There we go. So on the longer time frames, right? What are we looking for with these EMAs? And why is this important with VMAs, or the VWAP, which is volume weighted average percentage, which is, it's just calculating, how much volume is being, in this coin. How is the volume ratio going currently in the coin? And it's making some sort of resistance support with it, right? What are these, what are these beloved EMAs? They're just resistance and support levels. They are actually self fulfilling prophecies, just because so many people trade with them. They do work. I can guarantee you that, but they're a self fulfilling prophecy. But yeah, I mean, besides the point, right? They do work. I can guarantee you that. But what do we see? Okay. Well, when we see, I know it looks a little sloppy, right? Don't get too angry. You guys will get used to it. Just EMAs, VWAP. You guys don't need to use VWAP. We have resistance and supports. What we see, okay? So we break through, right? We break through this resistance, and we do have another resistance up here, right? We broke through the VWAP, right? We have another resistance up here. We did break out from these EMA levels, right? But if we look on the longer term, we do have this sort of resistance up here. So you're not just using VWAP, you're using resistance. You wouldn't have caught in this short up here if you didn't see that, right? You would have thought, oh, we broke out from EMAs, oh, we're good to go. But you need to be looking at Bitcoin as well with these altcoins. But this is just an example. Look at Bitcoin. But need to make sure that we have all these resistance levels, because they will pan out. We have support resistance with EMAs, we have support resistance with VWAP, that's with volume, and then we have the support and resistance just manually with that indicator. And using these three together by seeing what are the EMAs doing, right? So on the 15-minute, we're going here. What are these EMAs doing, right? We see a cross up here, right? We saw this cross happen. Right, boom, to the downside, right here. Like right here, we would have had some hints. Oh, it's going to get bearish. It's going to get bearish. Oh, volume is dying off, right? Volume's dying off. Boom, to the downside, right? That would have been a good indicator. We broke through VWAP. We knew that we're going to have that retracement to the mean regression. Look at right to the mean regression, bounced back up. Oh, guys, look at, we bounced back up right off the mean regression. Boom, to the upside, to the same resistance level. Probably would have put another short in up here if I had the chance. Where would I be putting my stop loss on? Right, a little bit above this line that we came to, because we saw the cross here, right? So we probably would have put in some sort of short around this area, because it is a lagging indicator. What probably would have looked at, what's this resistance slash support? Oh, it's all the way up here, so probably set it around 958, which is right there. Right, boom. Stop loss would have been around 1 to 2% on that trade. And yeah, that's how I'm using Confluence with these. That's just a simple EMAs cross. On the 15-minute, we break through VWAP. We're showing bearishness with the EMAs are crossing on the downside. And we're at a resistance level. We have resistance, a historical resistance level. We have a VWAP breakouts, which normally it goes down to the mean regression, which is this green line. And we have the EMA crossover. That's 3 confluences. That's a high win rates. And that's most likely, going to be able to make you some gains. People don't do this, right? Yeah, you have to wait. Okay, you guys have to wait, right? I'm just trying to help a lot of you out by giving you strategies. You don't need to do these now. You don't need to trade now. You could just practice for the next, 6 months to a year, however long it takes you to get successful, to get better at trading. And then once you do have a good success rate and you do understand it, yeah, you'll be good to go on that side of things. But, just watching, practicing, that's how you learn. Yeah, but that's how I would be trading one with that. I currently do see this pop out right here. We don't see a crossover in EMAs just yet. We're going to be patient with one, right? What did we see here? We saw the EMAs cross back over, right? So we knew that we had some bullishness here. That would have been a good indicator that we were going to see some bullishness with one. We also saw them cross back over here when we popped out to the downside, and we hit this lovely, lovely support level. Right? So that's another Confluence, guys. Just using Confluence. That's just with 3 indicators. We're going to be adding more every single episode, probably every other day. And we're just going to be using the same ones, getting you guys comfortable with them. Do you think it's a good time to enter into stock markets right now? Thanks. Hell no, I do not think it's a good time to enter stock markets. I think it's possibly one of the worst times. You're FOMOing in at all-time highs. All right, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but you're FOMOing into goddamn, read the goddamn book. That's all I gotta say. You're FOMOing into a market that's at all-time highs, right? That is in a bubble where they're inflating money. Maybe you just said that to, to trigger me a little bit. you got me, right? But that's going to be the end of the episode, right? We went over Bitcoin, showed the possibilities for Bitcoin. We did have that bullish article. Bitcoin seems to just be consolidating right now. Let's go check the momentum one last time before we go. We are making some more bearish momentum on the 15 minutes. We do have the RSI EMA cross, but we're just kind of holding price. We did go into the overbought zone, cross this EMA. If we do break down this EMA, we will see some price decrease. Another one right here. This is the BBWP, which is the Bollinger Bands weighted percentage. This one's showing that we are over bought right here. This is a sell. And then this is also MACD. Scroll this down. This is MACD, and we see that MACD is bearish divergence on the 15 minutes. This is just shorter time frames. We'll go over the longer time frames, and then we'll wrap it up. But yes, CCI showing bearish divergence. We breaking through EMA. What happens when we broke through EMA? Boom, downside. What happens when we broke through EMA? Boom, downside, right? When we're at these higher levels, boom, downside, right? Boom, downside, boom, downside. Right, that's what we see with CCI, which is it's a trend reversal indicator. This is the volume, right? We see volume decreasing to the downside. This is on the 15 minute. Yet again, we'll go through the 1 hour and the 4 hour real quick. All right, 4 hour, we do see some bullishness, right? We talked about the bullishness that we could see on the 4 hour, right? Bullishness on the 4 hour. We'll go to the daily too, I guess. A little speculation on the daily. I do like to speculate the daily, right? We bottomed out, boom, bullishness right there, but we could see some bearish divergence here on this. Let me get you guys the indicator names, right? CCI. If you guys want to have more than 5 indicators, you need a paid for TradingView account, I believe. This is a lot of indicators that I'm running, but I'm going to explain to them. They look extremely hard, just EMAs through CCI, which is just calculating some sort of trend reversal. We'll go more in depth. I'll make some videos where we just talk about one by one, knock them out, get your strategy put together. It'll get easier and easier. I can promise you that. Just understanding one thing at a time, taking it step by step. I know I'm throwing a lot at you right now, but all of you guys have the time and the efforts. I know you can. But yeah, this is what we're kind of seeing. A little bullishness on the longer time frames. Go on the daily, we'll go on the 12 hour. Now you guys want to see the 12 hour and the daily, right? It's good to speculate. I mean, you could see momentum still shift on the 12 hour, guys. You could see it, right? We have some sort of candle that's kind of shifting, right? Who knows? Maybe we could have something like this, right? Where we have a shift and we go back down. So it's not a real clear trend just yet on the 12 hour, but we could still be in this downtrend. We did have the cross, guys. Look at, we have the cross right there. Which could signify price is going to go down, because when we have this orange one cross under or cross over the blue, we have a push to the downside, right? Right here, push the downside, right? Push the downside, push the downside, push the downside, right? Push the downside. Orange crossover blue. This is just simply MACD, and then BBWP is the bottom one. Right. What do we see on the what do we see on, what am I on right now? Am I just on the MACD on the daily? Yeah, what do we see on the MACD on the daily? Well, we see these are coming close. This could cross back over and turned into some bearishness. This blue could cross back over. We are showing bearishness here in the momentum, bearishness on the daily. We probably need to see price. We can talk about where price can close, this, that, and the other. 35,500 is my level for, you know, bearishness, all the way to 36,500. If we don't break out of those zones, it's not going to be looking too good. They need to be doing this, I would say, possibly by this weekend. Maybe that Microsoft thing is the last hope. We'll have to see what price does today. I'll be streaming again today. It'll be important today, guys. I can promise you that. We already saw some volatility early in the morning. EST time. So daily showing some bearishness, right? Daily, right? We're still testing these EMA levels. We could break back down from this. We need to see that push up. We do have, right? We do have, maybe we can say some bearish divergence. Yeah, you can say that's bearish divergence in the RSI right there, but we are still needing to break out of those EMA levels on the daily, have that push up, make those higher highs. Because if you guys look at, right? What's this, right? Is this higher? This is higher, right? This is lower. This one's slightly lower. This one's slightly lower, right? Is this one going to be even lower? Are we going to make lower low, right? Or lower highs, right? This is a higher high. This is a lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, right? This is also some sort of ascending triangle, which could be something that could be seen as a very, very bearish pattern, right? Right, boom. Draw that on the RSI on the daily. CCI, hidden bearish divergence. We also see a few things. We do have some sort of resistance around this. We're in the middle of it, so it can go either way when we're in the middle. By the way, guys, all these indicators are based out of a number, right? 0 is the middle for most of them, or whatever it might be. 0's, you know, not oversold, not overbought. Momentum's pushing to the downside with this volume on the daily. So basically daily, we're looking bearish. 12-hour, we're looking bearish. 4-hour, we're looking bullish. 15 minutes and less, we're looking bearish. All right, so that's it. We went over the altcoins, yada, yada, yada. I will talk to you guys later. All right, have a great rest of your day.